Drawing inferences from logical statements, there are two methods. One is called immediate inference and the other is called mediate inference. Let us see the working. Syllogism. There are two methods of inference. One is called immediate and the other is called mediate. Now what is the difference between the two? Immediate means you draw inference from one single logical statement. One logical statement. Mediate means from two or more statements. Immediate means just look at it, you can derive the conclusion or inference, and you are going to do it based on one logical statement. And mediate means, you must have heard of the word mediator. Who is a mediator? A mediator is one person who mediates between two people. A broker, for example, is a mediator. Therefore, mediator requires two persons, one buyer and one seller. Similarly, mediate means you need two or more logical statements. When you draw conclusions based on two or more logical statements, that is called a mediate inference. And then immediate inference method has got two subclassification: by implication and by conversion. So what is by implication and by conversion? We shall see now. We will see the working of how to draw immediate inference by implication method. Immediate inference by implication. As I told you, immediate means drawing conclusion from one logical statement. And by implication means without changing the subject and predicate. Subject remains the subject and predicate remains predicate, and we draw inference based on that statement. For example, all students are intelligent. From this, we can draw some students are intelligent. The subject remains the subject and the predicate remains the predicate. So this is by method of implication. We can draw a valid conclusion under implication method where the subject remains the subject and predicate remains the predicate. Under immediate inference by implication, there are only two valid inferences. I told you in the beginning itself that there are only 11 valid inferences. Out of that, first two, now we are going to see, they are called a valid inference by implication. Two valid inference by implication. One, all teachers are graduates. Now please understand, by implication means subject should remain subject and predicate should remain predicate. Therefore, we can draw a valid inference from this. Some teachers are graduates. Teacher remains teachers, graduate remains graduates. So this is A type statement, this is I type statement. This is the first valid inference that you can draw by implication. The second valid inference by implication is no tiger is an elephant. The inference, valid inference we can draw is some tigers are not elephants. Subject remains subject and the predicate remains the predicate, and please remember we are not changing the quality. Positive becomes positive, negative is remaining negative. We are not changing it. What we are arriving at is no tiger is an elephant. From that we can draw a valid inference by implication. Some tigers are not elephants. So these are the two valid inferences you can draw by implications. The next topic is, as we have seen, under immediate inference there are two types. One is implication and the other is by conversion. Implication we have just seen. Under implication the subject remains subject and predicate remains predicate. Under conversion this is changed. The subject and predicate are interchanged. The subject becomes the predicate and the predicate becomes the subject, but the quality of the statement remains the same. Let us see some examples. There are only 3 valid inferences under conversion. We will see the working. Three valid inferences under conversion. There are only 3 valid inferences. Earlier we have seen 2, now we are going to see the another 3. And please remember, under conversion means the subject and predicate will get interchanged. First is, all snakes are reptiles. This is a type statement. We can convert it into some reptiles are snake. The subject becomes predicate and predicate becomes the subject. It is a valid I-type statement. This is the third statement. Earlier we have seen two. This is the third valid inference that we can draw. The next one is no apple is mango. This is E-type statement and we have to change it. And what valid conclusion we can draw? No mango is apple. This is also E-type statement. This is also a valid inference. The fifth inference that you can draw is some girls are dancers. This is I-type statement. Now you can interchange. Some dancers are girls. This is also I-type. We have changed the interchanged the subject and predicate. Therefore, three valid inferences under conversion is possible. All snakes are reptiles. Some reptiles are snakes. No apple is mango. No mango is apple. Some girls are dancers. Some dancers are girls. So these are totally, we have now seen 5 valid inferences. Now this table summarizes all the valid inferences you can draw under immediate inference method. Now let us go into the table. First is A-type statement, all S are P. Now you should understand when they say, earlier when we started this class I said all tables are monkeys, some monkeys are donkeys, like that the problems are given in the examination. People should not understand the literal meaning of the table or monkey and all. What you should understand is, when the examiner says all tables are monkeys, is that the examiner is telling you look here Baba, this is an A-type logical statement. You should understand it as all T are M. You should not interpret it as all tables are monkeys. What the examiner is telling you is, this is a A-type logical statement and you should interpret it as all T are M. When the examiner says, no monkey is a donkey, you should not have any confusion between monkey and donkey. What you should understand is, it is a E-type statement and what the examiner is telling you is, no M is D. So to avoid all kind of monkeys, donkeys and such terms, we have now consolidated it as S and P. S means the subject, P means predicate. All S is P. All S are P. What valid inference we can draw? The first inference is some S are P by method of implication. Second valid inference is some P are S by conversion. So when all S or P is given, two inferences can be drawn. Immediate inference, one is some S are P and some P are S. Then when you get a E-type statement, no S is P, what inference can be drawn? Some S are not P. And no P is S. The third statement is some S are P. When you get some S or P, what valid inference you can draw? The valid inference at this stage is some P or S by conversion. Some S are not P. Can you draw any valid inference? From O-type statement, no valid inference is possible. Only from the first three type we can draw some valid inferences. From O type, no valid inference. Here I want to tell you something about some S are P and some S are not P. Let us see the working. Some S are P. Now we will leave donkeys, monkeys and all. We will talk in the real language of logic. Some S are P. From this, can we not draw some S are not P? Some people used to say yes, it can be drawn. Some S are P means we can draw some S are not P. It is not correct. You cannot draw from some S are P, you cannot draw a conclusion some S are not P. For example, let us see two sets are there. Set S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and set P. It is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now in this statement, in these two sets, when you take 1, 2, 3, some S are P. Valid statement. But converse is true. Can you say some S are not P? It's not possible. Because here you cannot make the statement. Because all individual items are here also. Therefore, from some S are P, you cannot draw a valid conclusion some S are not P. And from some S are not P, you cannot draw a valid conclusion. From this, no inference is there. No inference. Just remember this. From some S are P, you should not draw some S are not P.